Hello, everyone. It's Woodsy, the host of the Cheltenham Raw, and I thought I would give my input into the actual horses, either Irish or British, that I think would have a very good chance of winning this year's Cheltenham Festival races that they participate in. So, obviously, people that might know me know I do the Cheltenham Raw with Dave O'Keefe on the finishing line, and we do it on a British and Irish perspective, me being British and being Irish. But I thought I would just give my overall opinion on what horses I think could win if they are British or they're Irish. So I'll crack on first with the Supreme on day one. I have to say, I think Appreciated is the very strong favourite in this. I think everybody who's a tipster or a pundit has been looking to beat this horse, but with what's going to be running with it, it's a very weak Supreme, and I think Appreciate It has a very strong chance. And I think Blue Lord is the horse that could be following the home and have a great each-way shot. Moving on to the Arkle, obviously now the news has dropped that Energumene isn't going to be there, which, me being a Shishkin fan and a Shishkin punter, was good news to me, but obviously we don't like to hear any bad news about horses. So hopefully Shishkin can win this. I'm very strong on Shishkin now. Now his main rival's not running here. All Mankind is a very classy horse. His jumping will be very, very tested in this race. Captain Guinness now has a great chance, if it stays on its feet, for coming second or third. And maybe Blackbow has a good chance, if it goes to this race, for coming maybe third and hitting the last place. So yes, so for this race, I'll be going for Shishkin to win and then Captain Guinness on an each way. Moving into the first handicap of the meeting, which is the Ultima. Looks a very competitive race. I did like Remastered, but the fact that Tom Scudamore is booked for one for the team kind of puts me off Remastered, because I think he might go for the 4 miler now. So the horse I did take out of this, I was looking for a bit of class in this race, and I had to go with I Right. I think his second to Cloth Cap is a very, very good form in this, even though he's quite a few lengths behind him. But I think he is definitely the classiest horse in this race now. With Remastered not there, you have to go lucky as well. I Right is off 11 stone 8. Should have won last time out if the jockey didn't drop his whip. So you got to excuse that second place, because that probably would have been a first. So if that was a first, then I think it'd be very shorter, maybe potentially going off top weight. But yeah, with Richard Johnson booked, I think I Right has a very good chance for an each way. I think you get about 8-1, 9-1. Right, going on to the main race of the meeting on the Tuesday, which is the Unibet Champion Hurdle. We have Honeysuckle, Epatante, and Goshen as the top three. It's going to be very hard to get away from the top three for horses that are going to win the race. Okay, I think it's going to grounds to be good to soft, so it will play into hands of people like Goshen or even Not So Sleepy. I'd look very much into backing Not So Sleepy. I don't think you can back him each way, though, can you, when it's him running? But if you could, I would be backing Not So Sleepy each way, maybe before the race, and hoping it gets off gets off first time and not a false start. Because I think Goshen and Not So Sleepy are definitely going to put it up to the two females, and these two females might have a bit much to do coming around the bend, and you never know, they might have already left them. Honeysuckle was definitely the very classy mare. Epatante, last year's winner. With Honeysuckle, I don't think she got fully tested in her last race at Leopardstown, the Dublin Racing Festival. So I think this is going to be a completely different kettle of fish, and these horses are going to go with extreme pace and could cause her jumping to be questioned, like we questioned it last year, and that's why we wanted to go to the mares. But she definitely is a classier horse this time round, and I think she definitely will be very close with Goshen. But I'm going to go with Goshen. Got him at 25-1. I kept the faith. I'm going to keep the faith all the way to the end. So fingers crossed Goshen can do it again for the British. And moving on to the Mares Hurdle. A lot of people think Constantista is probably the best bet for this day and is more or less a steering job. But now we all know Roxana is going to go to this race. And like I said in my previous video in the Cheltenham Raw, I compare it to like a football league. Constantista's like the Leeds United coming up into the Premiership. Definitely got class about her, being beaten everything at a lower class. hasn't stepped up to this big class yet. And I think Roxana is definitely going to be one horse. It's going to be hard to beat for her. If Constantista does win this race and beats Roxana, I can think Constantista will be very strong in this race for years to come and could be another Corvega, because I don't see anything else coming behind it that could win it. But like I say, Constantista is a very strong mare in this race. But I'm going to go with Roxana just because she's been there, done it. And you could argue she's more of a 3-miler now. But I'm happy that Skelton's in form, and Roxana will give Constantista the hardest race she's had so far. So yes, I think Roxana would be very, very close. Roxana to win that for me. Moving on to the Boodles Juvenile Handicap. This is the penultimate race on day one, on Champions Day. Right. I'm very much in the Skelton camp this year. I think their form is bang. I think their form is really good. And I've gone for Carabo Cliffs in this one on an each way as well. I think Coulter is a very interesting horse. John Joe O'Neill is on board now for Dermot Weld. And a lot of money comes for Hooks Gris as well for Paul Nichols. But I think Carabo Cliffs has been very progressive this year. And as by looking at the betting, it's gone from 20-1 to 12-1. So it's definitely been progressive this year. And I think it'll be very, very hard to beat. And if there is, I think it'll still stay on for a place. So I think Carabo Cliffs is a good shot for each way on the penultimate race on the Tuesday. Going into the last race on the Tuesday, and that is the National Hunt, the Old 4-miler. We still don't know where Royal Burgai is going to go. Will Galvin go here as well? Iscaria 10 looks like it's going here. It's got a very good chance. But I'm going to go with Lord Royal for this race and Remastered. I'm going to have 2 bites of the cherry on each way. I think Lord Royal could be one of these horses that just literally plods on, plods on, plods on. Looked to be a bit outpaced in its last race, but then came back at the line. So that proves me a step up and trip could be good for that horse. And then Remastered, very classy horse. Would have preferred her to go to the Ultimate maybe. Might have had more of a chance, but I think she's going here because of the booking of Tom Scudamore in the Ultimate for the other horse. So Remastered has a very good chance if staying the trip. But if Royal Burgai turns up here, which we all don't know yet, that definitely has to be the horse to beat. But what I'd go for, my main one there would be Lord Royal each way. So that's day one on the Tuesday, Champions Day of the Cheltenham Festival. Good luck to everybody that's involved. And please look out for day 2. Thank you and goodbye.